Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Bat Around. I'm your host, Paul Valley. With me, as always, from Pigtown Sports, he is Zach Moore. Happy Father's Day to all of you wonderful fathers out there. Happy Father's Day to you, Zach. How was your Father's Day today?
I appreciate it, man. It was good. We had a baseball tournament, and we hung out with my in-laws, and my parents came over, and we just had a little cookout and whatnot. Shout out to all of the stepdads too that step up and act like a good father figure in people's lives as well. So shout out to all the dads, including the stepdads. How was your Father's Day?
That's awesome because I have a stepfather who's a hell of a stepfather, and it's funny when I was a teenager, when he first came into our lives, we did not see eye to eye, and now that I'm a grown ass man, I'm like, I get it, man. Like, I get it. And so thank you to my stepfather for being such a great influence on me. And like you said, happy Father's Day to all the dads and all the stepdads out there. Today's show brought to you by Help My Gambling Problem. If you or a loved one has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit helpmygamblingproblem.org for free confidential services. Today's show also brought to you by Warnken Law. When you need results in Baltimore, you don't play small ball. If you've been hurt in a crash, call 443-RESULTS or visit warnkenlaw.com. That's 443-RESULTS or visit warnkenlaw.com. Zach, I am beat to shit today, man. I was telling you before the show started, I played a brutal baseball game. Please don't repeat the score that I told you today, man. But if you want to go back to those that Texas Rangers Orioles game from 2007, that would be fairly accurate to how today's game went. And I busted up my knee, busted up my shoulder, got drilled by a fastball in the left elbow. So your boy's hurting today, and then spent the entire day in the sun. So I'm exhausted, but we're gonna power through here. The Orioles. What did we say last week? This road trip, what would you need to see out of this road trip? 5 wins, 6 wins. I said 5 wins, 4 or 5 wins, you feel like you're kind of treading water. 6 wins, you feel good. You've got to go 3-3 versus Seattle and the Dodgers. And we said if you aren't winning that series against Seattle, that could be 2-4, 1-5 real quick.
Yeah.
They don't win the series against Seattle. They suffer their first shutout of the year in that final game. And then they go out and they lose the first game to the Dodgers in heartbreaking fashion you can blame Helsley for throwing a fastball after 2 vicious sliders. You could blame Basayo for lollygagging on that throw, saying that he gave his best effort. You can't look at that and think that that's a best effort. Like, did you see a replay of it?
Yeah.
My ire on that play goes to Tyler O'Neill. In what world do you have a play at the plate on that guy? Get it into the cutoff man and live to face another batter and maybe take this thing into extra innings. But that's not what happened. The ball gets away. They score 2 runs on the base hit, and the Orioles lose. And you're thinking, all right, 1-3 on the road trip, and they've got 2 more with the Dodgers. They're probably getting swept by the Dodgers, and then they're going to have to sweep the Angels just to save face here. And then they go out. Trevor Rogers throws one hit ball over 7 shutout innings yesterday. The bullpen holds on. The Orioles offense does just enough. They win 3-2. And then today, Colton Cowser hits a home run, drives in 4. Blaze Alexander goes 3 for 5 with a home run. He drives in 2. Basayo, a couple base hits. And the Orioles just absolutely take it to the defending world champion Dodgers, running away 12-1 to get to 3. Oh my gosh, it was a complete beatdown from start to finish. Orioles win that game 12-1. Pete Alonso, man, that dude's Oppo Taco power is
crazy,
otherworldly, man.
It's crazy.
Just crazy,
and it's effortless.
Yeah. I mean, he puts it looks like just a normal swing on the ball, and it goes 400 feet to the opposite field for a 3-run homer, his 18th of the year. Already more than last year's single-season 3-way tie for the lead. It's with 17 home runs between Henderson, Westberg, and Holiday. So, Orioles take 2 or 3 from the Dodgers. How are we feeling through 6 games of this West Coast trip with the Angels series looming? How do we feel about our Baltimore Orioles after what they just did to the Dodgers?
I mean, I think after the Seattle series, we were all pretty shaken up in the fan base. I mean, we felt like we probably should have done more on offense. And look, credit to them, they have a great pitching staff. But myself, we see it all the time where the hitting, knowing that the pitching is where it is, the hitting needs to do just a little bit more. And they got stiffed. I mean, just be completely blunt. It's hard to hit in Seattle. They're really not used to it. They pitched well, I felt like. I mean, obviously they were pretty close. They just didn't get it done enough, and I think we all knew what was coming, and then it was just in the back of your mind, you're going to get swept in L.A. And they came out and they played great baseball in L.A. I mean, the play Friday night, and I caught some slack for it. Like I wasn't blaming Basayo. If you're going to blame anybody, I guess you could say Tyler O'Neill. I think it was a dumb play all around.
Yeah.
The throw without a cutoff didn't affect anything because nobody advanced a base at all. If Basayo catches the ball. So, and I agree with you. I don't think it was his best effort. I'm not going to say he didn't try, but it wasn't his best effort. I've seen some people saying that maybe Helsley was in the wrong spot. I feel like Helsley was in the right spot. Just the way the ball, and it was like an 11-foot hop, maybe 10 foot. Will be a little gracious there. It kicked off. It kicked off the glove and it went up the third baseline. No one can be in position for that. You just can't. Once it hits off the glove, it's game over. I said I felt like I needed to see better effort there. You at all costs, you keep that ball in front of you. I don't care if you got to jump in front. You got a chest protector on. You jump in front of you. Do what you got to do. Smack it down. I don't care. There's a guy on third, and the worst thing possible happened for the entire play. Like maybe you shouldn't have thrown a fastball. That was step one. Probably shouldn't have thrown home. Throw it to the cutoff. That's step two. And then just a bad attempt to catch the ball was step three. Just when you have multiple mistakes in one play, it leads to a disaster, and that's what happened. And, I mean, hopefully you learn from that. I hate to keep saying that, like, they could learn from these things because you want them to win, right? We want them to get back to 500. But if that's the worst we see on this road trip, I think I feel okay.
Well, because you're an out away from sweeping the Dodgers, and then and then we're talking 4-2 on this road trip. You just swept the Dodgers, and like you bounced back from getting shut out. And like the Orioles pitched fine. I felt like against Seattle, the issue
think the pitching gave them a chance to win.
Yeah, but legitimately, you got struck out like 25 times in 18 innings by starting pitching in that series, right? And so like if the Orioles managed to hold on to win that game on Friday, and then we're talking now about a sweep of the Dodgers, it's like they really bounced back. They were like, we don't take kindly to getting shut out, and they went out and they proved what kind of team they are. And look, I am hesitant to say stuff like this because for whatever reason, anytime I sing the Orioles praises, they immediately piss down their leg, like starting the next game. But I'm gonna praise the team here. They showed me something. Yeah. They could have tucked their tails, gone back in their turtle shells after that game on Friday night, and come out and gotten swept. And especially when you see Ohtani with the leadoff homer in the ninth inning yesterday, Tavares with just a really bad error in right field. Yeah. Like you see that and you're like, oh God, I'm so glad I fell asleep and missed the end of that ball game last night because I may have broken my TV watching that. But they managed to hold on, gets a big strikeout of Kyle Tucker, who is for $60 million a year not having a $60 million season. I can tell you that much. Yeah. What I wonder, and again, I'm hesitant to say this, but they invented another way to lose on Friday. The way they lost on Friday is unacceptable. We know it, and they know it, right?
Let me ask you a solid question here, because think back to last year, right? We had a perfect game in the ninth, and Holiday hits that home run. Mm-hmm. Was that just karma kind of coming around? Like, hey, we gave you one, and we're going to take one back?
Maybe
that really sucked for Dodgers fans.
it's maybe like that's the baseball gods kind of getting even, but they could also wave their back-to-back World Series championships in our face too. I mean, is there really karma coming to the Dodgers? Like, do they just
because you only play what? They only played 3 times last year. So far,
only three times this year. Yeah,
so they're 4-2 against them since last year, which is great. But I mean, I thought about that earlier, and I'm just like, I wonder if that was the old baseball gods or karma. Just coming on back, because we had no business winning that game.
Yeah, we had no business. But again, it's like, do the Dodgers really need good karma coming back their way?
Good teams always have it.
Yeah, that's true.
Good teams always have it.
But the point that I was getting at is, what if that Friday night game?
Somebody said tarp's off. This is the best tarp I got right here is my glasses cleaner.
I'm not. My tarp is staying on. What if that game on Friday was a jumping off point for an Orioles resurgence? You know, you go out and you win a close, tight ball game against the Dodgers, against their best pitcher. Yamamoto is a Cy Young candidate. Like, that
Yeah,
dude is legitimate. You score 3 runs off of him, and then your bullpen holds on. You strike out their big free agent acquisition, Kyle Tucker, to end the game 3-2, and then you kick the ever loving crap out of them today
it'd been
in
great.
their home ballpark. But you hit 4 home runs against them. What if that was finally the wake up call that this team needed on Friday night? Like, bro, we can't just keep doing this. We're too good. They
100%, honestly, because they could have walked back out Saturday and just been like, tails between their legs. They could have, and they grinded out at bats. They grinded out on the mound. They made an error, and you could have literally hung your head and said, "Here we go again." But you know what? They didn't. They finally didn't. We've been talking about stopping the bleeding all year and struggling to find a way to do it. And I feel like knock on wood here, I feel like they finally did it on Saturday. They finally found a way to get that last out.
Yeah, it feels like they exercised some demons
Yeah.
in getting this series win against the best team in
sacrificed the chicken.
baseball. They sacrificed the chicken. And think about it. They've got what do they got here? They've got 3 against the Angels, who have one of the worst records in baseball, and then they come home for some home cooking against the Nationals and the White Sox.
Both
You
of
know,
them
and
made it tough, honestly.
both of those series, those teams are both playing solid baseball this year. The Nationals have probably the most formidable offense, believe it or not. After having one of the worst offenses in baseball last year, they have one of the best offenses in baseball this year. The White Sox are they're kind of like the 2022 Orioles.
Yeah.
Probably a year or two early, but like they really are feeling themselves and playing some good baseball.
Imagine
And so
if Murakami was still healthy.
right, and then you've got the Cubs, who are kind of struggling coming to town.
Yeah, their pitching struggling a little bit. They're still hitting, but their pitching they've hit a wall a little bit. But hey,
look, you
you can see
weathered the
anything happen
storm.
any day.
You weathered the storm on the first 2 legs of this road
Yeah.
trip, and you came out of it 3-3, which is all we really could have asked for against those two teams with the way they pitch and the way they hit. And then you've got 3 with the Angels. You've got Boz, Bradish, Gibson, who's looking better and better. Those walks got to come down, but those
Yeah.
strikeouts have been going up. And then you come home against some teams that they're good, but maybe they need to come back down to earth a little bit. Look, I'm not saying that the Orioles are back, and I'm even hesitant to say what I'm saying now. But like, there's a real opportunity here for this team to go take 2 or 3, 3 or 3 from the sweep the Angels, and then win a couple more series against a few series against the Nationals, White Sox, and Cubs. And then what are we talking about? 2 weeks from now, the Orioles are back in playoff position.
Yeah.
Stranger things have happened, and what if that Dodgers loss on Friday night was the wake up call that we've been waiting for 2.5 months?
I hope so. I mean, we've been hoping and praying one of these games where they would finally turn it around. So maybe it finally happens eventually. Bad teams still find a way to lose, and I don't want to say that the Orioles right now are still not a bad team, because they are still finding ways to lose. But it was nice to see them kind of almost lose it Saturday and buckle down and get it done, and then come out Sunday and really take it to them. So look, if you got to start somewhere, let it be here. I don't care.
Yeah.
Crazy things and crazy runs happen all the time in baseball. Just get back to 500, and then let's start getting really excited. I mean, you're off, but you're not far off. It's just at this point, you just gotta put your head down and just win one game at a time.
And let's take a look real quick, man. Let's take a look at these standings, right? Because if we're looking at the wild card, you get back to 500. The third wild card team is Toronto. They're 38-39. The Orioles are 2 games back at 37-42. Like this is such a gettable playoff spot right now. Some team's gonna get hot. Why not the Orioles?
Are we
why not?
right now? We're what, 3-4 versus Toronto, or no?
We split with them, and then we lost 2 or 3. So we're 3-4 against them.
Yeah. So and then we only play 9 against division teams. So they only
No,
have 2 games.
it's
It's
13.
13. Okay, good, good, good.
13.
I couldn't remember what the number was, but yeah, they got to find a way to hit that tiebreaker
Yeah.
because you lost it against Seattle.
Oh yeah, that's true. You
Yeah.
you 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 lost against Seattle because you went 3-4 against them
Mm-hmm.
also. And that's tough. So just what, just go win more than you lose the rest of the way, and let the cards fall where they may.
Yeah.
That's really the only thing that we can ask for at this point. But the fact that they're 5 games under 500, but only 2 games out of a wild card spot, and two of the three wild card teams ahead of them are division opponents. So you have an opportunity
Yeah.
against these guys. And the other one is the White Sox, who you play
Right now.
next week.
Yeah.
So or a week from tomorrow. So go out there and play some baseball and win some games. Do what you need to do. Now, here's the thing that I've noticed about this team, and I put it out there the other night. One of the things that has made me not take this team as seriously, and again, this is starting to get to Colton Cowser territory. So I want to be sure that I let people know I like Leody Taveras. Overall, I like him. I think he is a solid fourth or fifth outfielder. I don't think he should be an everyday player for you. And I think that you're seeing that he's made 5 errors as an outfielder, and it's
Like the last week.
Yeah, his defense has not been what it's been, what
In
we've
his
been
career.
told it was.
He's a great defender, which is what I don't get. But
That error that he had yesterday, I would have lost it if I was awake and saw it.
yeah,
The
ball
bat
hit him
has
right in the basket.
Yeah. The bat has slowed down. The OPS is below 700. And yet this guy, I know that he's hit well in scoring position. The Orioles have to be the only team in baseball where Leody Taveras is not a 9-hitter. And not only is he not a 9-hitter, until today he's hitting 5th or 6th in this lineup. And what this team is really missing is an everyday force in a corner outfield spot. Because they've got Cowser. I'm good with what Cowser's doing. If this
hitting 305 in his last 30 games.
Yeah, this Colton Cowser, the guy he's still going to strike out, but he's also going to come through with a 3-hit game where he drives in 4 like today and hit the ball out of the ballpark. Like this Colton Cowser, combined with Taylor Ward, who also went deep today, give me one more outfielder, one more everyday out, and I'm not talking Tyler O'Neill. And I'm not putting all my eggs in Dylan Beaver's basket right now. We can do that in the future. Right now, I'm talking about get me one more outfielder that puts this outfield over the hump, can catch the baseball, can hit the ball out of the ballpark, and actually deserves to hit 5th in your order.
Who's that though? Like who's available?
I am putting. I'm putting. I just said I'm not putting all my eggs in the Dylan Beaver's basket right now. I'm putting all of my eggs in a trade with the Minnesota Twins for Byron Buxton and Joe Ryan.
I don't know if either one of them's available.
I firmly believe, and I know that ownership kind of came out and they were like, they new ownership kind of took over, right, with the Twins,
Yeah.
and they were like, we're not selling off.
Yeah, they basically invested to not sell those guys. Like that was part of the deal.
And Minnesota's ahead of the Orioles in the standings, but the Orioles hold a tiebreaker as of right now. They have another series with them, right?
Yeah.
Minnesota's 38-41.
But either way, say Buxton is available. Do we really think that we're outbidding some of the other teams that need it?
No.
Neither. We don't have as many top 100 players as all the other teams that need outfield help.
Okay, go get me Sandy Alcantara and Kyle Stowers.
Stowers is at first base now.
That's kind of crazy. He played a little first base in college, didn't he?
A little bit.
A little bit?
But I mean, just that's just how deep the Marlins are.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know who that player is. I don't know. I mean, I'm looking.
You know who Kyle Stowers is. I think he's a guy who had a really, really good year, and he's been kind of back to the means now.
Well,
we've always known he had a pop.
Well, that's not what I mean, though. Like, I don't know who the player is that they could bring in. I know.
I know. That's the thing is everybody's searching for a right-handed power bat. It's gonna be hard to find.
And see, for me, the ideal trade is one that we've talked about before on this show. That's just not going to happen, and that's going to getting Soriano and Trout from.
Well, Trout's hurt again, so.
Oh, he got hurt again?
Yeah, hamstring again.
Jesus, man, come on.
Right, and that's why you don't bring on that contract because he
can't
stay healthy.
Yeah. And I mean, like the Royals are really bad. Like, who do they have that you could possibly go get? I don't know.
Not
I
enough.
just, like, there's got to be somebody out there. Also, for this just popped into my head. This guy Magno, the left-handed reliever in Norfolk, who's 28 years old. He's never made his major league debut, and he's got like
Oh
a.
yeah, yeah.
Why is he not here?
Not sure.
We need a left-handed reliever bad in this bullpen. Not Keegan Aiken's perfect inning today, notwithstanding.
Yeah.
We need a left-handed reliever bad in this bullpen. Dietrich Hens's down there. Why is he not here? This guy Magno's got like a .85 WHIP, like a .1, like a 1.06 ERA, and he's not at the big league level.
Right.
You know, like I don't know, man, but I can't imagine that the Orioles are gonna stand pat. Everybody that's talking about they're gonna be sellers, there's no chance, right? Like I just don't think that there's a chance that they're gonna be sellers and repeat what they did last year
Yeah.
at the
I agree.
deadline. Like not after you signed Pete Alonso, not after you extended Boz and Basayo like last year. I have to imagine that they're gonna say, you know what, couple game if we stay kind of where we are into the July, we're buyers. I
Let me
have to
ask you a
imagine.
question. I'm sitting here looking up somebody right now. Guy's on a 1-year deal in Colorado right now. And how much do you put this on being in Colorado? But Jake McCarthy having a pretty decent season. Hitting 341 versus lefties in 41 at bats. And he's a lefty himself. 28-year-old, right? He's a left-handed hitter, arbitration eligible. So he's not a free agent until 2029. So what am I only seeing? Signed through 2026, 1.5 million. That's weird.
Former
read
first
that.
round pick by the Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
All right.
He played a few seasons with the Diamondbacks.
Doesn't have a lot of power though, man. That's the only thing. Like,
but look, if you got a guy who can get on base, again, put him in center field a little bit, keep Cowser in right. Pretty good defender, I believe.
and he doesn't strike out. I mean, you look back at his most at bats he's had in the season was in 2024 with Arizona. He played 142 games. He had 495 plate appearances, 78 strikeouts.
Yeah, his range out above average is okay. It's just a 1. Sprint speed is 99th percentile. That would help you in the stolen base department. But he's a career 265 hitter hitting 291 right now with a 94 career stolen bases. With a career 717 OPS, not great. 795 this year, but I think a lot of it's because he doesn't have power. But if you need a guy that's available, could he be the guy?
Is he that much better than Dylan Beavers, though?
I don't know if he's better than Beavers, but I would say he's probably better defensively than Tavares right now.
Yeah. No, but I mean, like overall though, like are you going to trade up? Are you going to? I'm not trade up, but are you going to trade?
If he's only on a 1-year deal, I don't think it would cost that much to get him.
It's not a bad idea. I just don't know that he moves the needle.
What about Mickey Moniak?
Mickey Moniak moves the needle, I think. I mean, this is a guy. He hit. Let me look him up.
270 last year with 24 home runs.
I was gonna say he hit 24 home runs
He's got
last
12
year.
already this year, but he's hurt. But he's hitting 280.
I mean, he's a guy, former first overall pick.
But his problem is he's only got 32 walks in the last 2 seasons combined.
Yeah.
And that's in 170 games. It's only 150 Ks, which I'll take. I mean,
you're talking in 85 games in 2023, he had 280 with 14 home runs. Last year, 270 with 24 home runs. He does not walk. He doesn't strike out too much. And he's having a good year this year, but like you said, he's hurt.
Yeah. I think his is kind of minor, I believe. But I mean, when you look around at it, I don't really think there's that many guys available.
So then the next question is, Blaze Alexander's tearing the cover off the ball.
Yeah.
Right? Absolutely tearing the cover off the ball. Do you just play him every day in right field or left field? Or he's got to be in the lineup. The fact that he's not in the lineup every day still kind of blows my mind. I mean, we're talking about a guy after his performance today that averages up to what, 310?
Yeah.
You know, what's I look at what Blaze Alexander's doing for this ball club, and I mean, yeah, he's hitting 312 with an 809 OPS, 3 hits, and another. He was a triple away from the cycle today. I mean, he's got the highest batting average on the team and the second highest OPS, and he's not playing every day.
Let me ask you another one here. Austin Hayes, when he gets healthy.
Has I mean, he's been hurt since April though, right?
Yeah, it's been a while.
I mean that hamstring.
Calf.
Oh, it was a calf.
Yeah.
Oh, so he came back from the hamstring.
Yeah. He was only out from the hamstring for about 15 days. And then a
Okay.
couple days later, hurt the calf.
Wow. No, man. I mean, like the best ability is availability, and we've already been there, done that with him,
Yeah.
and he already lost his job to the guy who's playing center field right now.
I think he helps the team, but
Well, and that's the thing. When the White Sox signed him, I thought Austin Hayes is a perfect fourth outfielder
yeah.
for this team. But I don't know, man. I'm looking for a guy that moves the needle.
I'm looking at next year's free agents that would potentially be available. I don't know. Miguel Andujar, maybe. Ramon Laureano, maybe. But, I mean, they're both struggling.
And Laureano's out for the year.
Is he? Okay, I didn't
Yeah.
even see that. I'm going down spot rack right now. I don't see injuries here, but
Laureano had a hip injury, I think, 2 weeks ago. He's out for the year.
oh, that's great.
Yeah. So I mean, they what they really need is they need another outfielder, like a corner outfielder that can play good defense, can play every day, and hit the ball out of the ballpark, preferably right-handed. They need another starter, and they need a back end reliever. And again, we talked about it. We talked about last week. Help for this team is probably not, as far as the offense is concerned and the bullpen, it's probably not coming from outside this organization.
Yeah.
You know, like, and
Let me throw
that's
another name at you here. Lane Thomas.
I
with
was
the
looking at
Royals.
Lane Thomas. Lane
Yeah.
Thomas isn't what he was when he was with the Nationals.
He's not, but you're looking at 91st percentile sprint speed. You're looking at 93rd percentile on arm strength and 97th in arm value. And chase rates are great. Walk rates are great. But everything else isn't that great. But,
356
He does-
on base percentage.
yeah, he does hit lefties really well. But you could be looking at another Austin Slater kind of type signing.
You had that one outlier year in 2023 with the Nationals.
Yeah.
And then before that and since that, he's nothing to write home about.
Mark said sign Henry Ruggs out of jail to play center field.
Jesus.
I bet you he'd go catch everything. Good Lord.
Oh, man.
That dude could fly.
There's a
Talking about
joke
guy
in
ran
there,
with
and I
like a
can't make
4.2
it.
or something like that.
Give me
Well,
Creed.
I shouldn't
in
say
it.
he flies because he did drive
Yeah.
very fast. Bad joke, my bad. It wasn't supposed to be a joke.
These people saying move Gunner the third, there's actually talk in our comments about moving Gunner to the outfield.
No.
He ain't gonna want to do that.
He's
And
never played outfield either.
yeah,
Westberg has. Westberg played a little bit of left field in Double A, I think.
yeah.
Obviously, he's not available, but
I was
it
talking
wouldn't
to
be him.
I was talking to my buddy's dad, and he was like, when I was growing up, you know, it was one of those old man yells at cloud things. He was like, when I was growing up playing ball, everybody had one position that they played, and they were really good at that position. And there's something to that. I like that, you know, and like I like the idea of being versatile enough to play multiple positions. But I think the idea of being able to be versatile enough to play multiple positions is that they can move you off your main position in a pinch.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just
Late
don't
inning or
think
something like that.
yeah, and I just don't think that it's utilized that way. Like, if we're being serious about things, Blaze should be playing third base every day, right? And you
His
know,
arm is stupid.
his
Good
arm,
God,
his
it's
arm is
stupid.
so good. His glove is crazy quick. He's just a good gritty ball player who is
Yeah.
finally figuring it out at the big league level. You know, his minor league peripherals kind of looked like this was the player that he is, and then he's doing it now at the big league level. And the sample size is a month and a half. He's been doing this since the beginning of May.
Yeah.
April was like just that was awful.
He's
Since
hitting
the
like the
beginning,
guy we heard about in spring training, and then all of a sudden he came out and it was like, where'd that guy go?
right?
They're showing it again.
And I think there was some adjusting to be done to cold weather too for a
Yeah.
guy like Blaze. With a name like Blaze, you're playing in freeze. But Blaze has got to find his way in the lineup every day. My other thing is, are, are we ready to move Gunner out of the 2 hole? I
I
know he's
always
hit.
have been. I don't like him hitting the 2 hole. I like him 3, 4, or 5. I don't think his mindset's not a 2 hole hitter. Regardless of the struggles right now. I'm gonna ignore the struggles. I just don't think he's just a good 2 hole hitter. Like
Right.
he's not a guy who's looking to move a guy over, right? And you got Taylor Ward. Taylor Ward's not the fastest guy in the world. So what the hell's the point in trying to move Taylor Ward? No, he's gonna swing for damage.
And I'm pretty sure Taylor Ward's splits show that he's a better hitter in the 2 hole than he is as a leadoff hitter.
Yeah.
So Gunner, though, and I feel like Gunner's bat has been really. I felt like his bat was coming around. He had a couple of hits today,
He's like
but he had.
245, I think, over the last like 30 games or so, or something like that.
I mean, the batting average is back down to 220, and that was before his 2 hits today. He leads the
Yeah.
American League in at bats to this point.
I'm sorry, he's 202 in the last 28 days. So he really went through last 7 days 174. So he kind of went through it in the last couple games. But again, that's before today. So adding another couple hits, I think he was 2 for 5. Would be 6 for 28. Not great, but
Yeah, I mean, let's go back to May 9th because there's like 3 2-hit games in there, a 4-hit game in there.
he's a 242 hitter in his last 161 games with just 25 home runs. Now, granted, it's 83 RBIs, which is great. 152 Ks, not great. 745 OPS, not great. Was injured last year. And I can say for my own personal self, obviously their doctors are a lot better. I had the same injury, and it took me about 8 months to stop feeling it. Wasn't like stopping my day to day, but I definitely felt it to the point where like I couldn't lift properly. So I would, for a guy in his stature and what they're doing every day, I bet you it could probably hinder him a little bit. I'll say hinder. I think hinder's a good word for that. But, at this point, I think you expect more out of Gunnar Henderson than a 745 OPS over the last 365 days. But I'll give him a slight benefit of the doubt. Just slight.
So, listen to Taylor Ward's splits here. Batting first, he's a 242 hitter this year, 356 on base percentage, 685 OPS. Batting second, 278, 467, 380, 847.
That's batting the 2 hole this year, right?
Yeah, that's batting in the 2 hole this year. That's 23 games, 107 plate appearances. He's got 22 hits, and he's got 27 walks to 22 strikeouts.
Yeah.
Batting first, he's got 36 walks to 50 strikeouts and a 685 OPS. So why is he batting leadoff every game for the last month?
I think so. His career splits, he's a 255 hitter batting leadoff with 35 home runs and 100 RBIs, which is fine. I mean, but you put it in the 5th hole or 5 hole, he's a 264. Now he's only done 38 games, but a 264 hitter in the 5 hole,
You talking about
256 hitter in the
Taylor
4
Ward
hole.
still?
Yeah, this is career.
Yeah.
So he's got 36 home runs batting 4th in his career with an 821 OPS. Again, not great. It's not flying off the charts, but he's significantly better. I mean, he's a 760 OPS career in the leadoff and a 732 OPS in the 2 hole. So, and then it gets better. 746, 821, 756. So, batting Taylor Ward between 3 and 5, I think, benefits this team more. And same with Gunnar. I just don't think that they have anything to put there currently, which is kind of throwing the whole thing off.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's. Do you trust Blaze batting in the top 2 of the order?
I think if you gave him a good solid run at it for 10, 15 games, he'd figure it out.
Yeah.
But, I mean, at this point, like, the way he's hitting, do you really want to ruffle that? Or you just let it keep riding? Because he's producing where he's at.
He's producing at the bottom of the order, but
Right.
like, what if the guys around him aren't producing? And then I don't know, man. I just and this is the offense. It's hard to say the offense. The offense has been the problem a
Yeah.
lot this year. It has been because they've scored 3 runs or less in
Hmm.
like 45% of their games.
Yeah.
It's been pretty bad. I like Blaze's speed. What's Blaze's on base capabilities? That's the
Right.
question. Does Blaze does he get deep in counts? Does he take a lot of pitch? Does he see a lot of pitches per at bat? That's where my question is because like if he, I gotta see. I'm pulling up his stuff right now. He's got a 356 on base percentage, and that's before tonight. And then before today, today he got on base 3 times out of 5. So that number went up.
Yeah.
Does he? He's got 8 stolen bases, only 11 walks to 41 strikeouts. You know, the strikeouts don't really concern me. 41 strikeouts and 184 plate appearances, that's fine. I'm fine with that. But
So he's got some wild splits. It's only 16 games batting in the 6 hole, but he's got a 1,016 OPS batting 302 with 4 home runs and 13 RBIs with 7 walks to 14 Ks.
you talking about Blaze?
Blaze hitting in the 6 hole in his
That's
career.
insane.
Yeah.
I mean, he's only had 5 plate appearances. Batting first, 4 games,
Yeah.
1 game started, 3 walks, no
3
strikeouts.
walks.
So he's
Yep.
got a 600 on base percentage, but no batting average. Batting second, 262 with a 716 OPS. Then the next one that he's at is, like you said, batting sixth in 63 plate appearances, 302, 413, 1016, 4 home runs. And batting eighth, 269 with a 791 OPS. I don't
So
know, man.
I'm
I'm
sitting
I'm
here
ready
looking
to
at
give
this,
him.
right? And the guy's played 24, 25, 26. So we're looking at 2.5 years of baseball. And he's had, what is this, 23, 31 games batting in the top 4 of the lineup for, I mean, I would say Arizona is one of the better teams in the NL, typically. So they trusted this kid to hit in the top 4 of their lineup with, I would say, a pretty stout lineup out there. I mean, it's okay. Yeah, but try it. Try it.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody else thought he was good enough to do it 31 times. Why shouldn't the Orioles? I think 31 games might be too much. I don't know, but I think 15 games in the lead off or 2 hole is more than enough to see what you got out of it. Question is, do they want to shake up that much?
Well, and I think that we're only having this conversation because Gunner's not getting the job done.
Right.
You know,
Imagine if Gunner was playing
like he
kind
did
of
last
where's he
year.
at right now. Yeah, even just last year, we're 4 games better, maybe
Yeah.
5.
Yeah. If Gunner is a 275 hitter and he's got 10 home runs right now instead of 16.
6 home runs doesn't even
Yeah.
matter because they're all solos.
Yeah.
Doesn't even matter. He was hitting, what, 350, 360 last year with runners in scoring position? Like that Gunnar Henderson has this team 5 wins better.
Yeah.
Because think of how many games him and Pete both just didn't punch it in.
I was shocked, by the way, to learn that Friday night when they went back to back, it was the first time all year that the Orioles had gone back to back.
Those two?
No, it was the first time that
Because Pete
any
and
Oriole.
Basaia went back to back, didn't they?
I thought they went back to back, but Kevin Brown said it on the broadcast, and then he said it again.
He might have been wrong on that because I remember Pete and Basaia went back to back.
I could have sworn they went back to back
Because
multiple
yeah,
times.
Pete went Oppo and then Basaia went Oppo. It was at Camden Yards. It was back
Yeah.
to back.
I thought they went back to back. I thought
Yeah.
somebody went back to back. He said on the broadcast on Friday night, it's the first time the Orioles have gone back to back this year. And then I was like, maybe he means the first time Gunnar and Alonso have gone back to back.
Yeah, it was on
And then he said
529.
And then he said it again before yesterday's game.
Yeah.
And I was like, that there's no way that's right.
It had to be Gunnar and Pete.
I think, but he definitely said it's the first time the Orioles have gone back to back all year. Like I
Yeah.
even listened yesterday to make
Poor
sure
guy
that like I heard that.
I'm watching the replay right now, and it says it. Pete Alonso, Sam Basaia back to back, 5/29/2026 against the Blue Jays.
Yeah, I knew
bottom
they
of the
went
5th
back
inning.
to back. So somebody should tell Kevin that.
Yeah.
But look, Randall proposed a trade in here. He said, I still think that the Orioles should be sellers. Henderson for Colt Emerson.
No,
There's no chance Seattle's doing that.
no. I
There's
mean,
no
Seattle would do that
chance.
in a heartbeat, probably.
You think so?
Yeah. For
I
Gunnar
don't think
Henderson,
they would.
yeah, I do.
Gunnar Henderson's a free agent after 2028. Colt Emerson is he like their top prospect?
Yeah,
And
but
he's
it's
and he's
Gunnar
hitting well at the
Henderson.
big league. He's hitting well at the. I don't think that they do that.
You don't think so?
No.
I mean,
I,
Cole
I
Emerson's hitting 217 right now.
yeah, but it's his first
Granted, he's
year.
only 20. Yeah,
Yeah, he's
I
20
don't
years
know,
old. It's
man.
his first year.
I think with their
I don't
pitching
think.
staff, they would make a run at it.
I don't know. I
I think
mean,
they think they could probably fix Gunnar. And I think most teams in baseball would say they could probably fix Gunnar.
I don't know though, man. Like you think Henderson for Colt Emerson is that's a tongue
I don't
twister.
think it's a good deal for the Orioles, but I think Seattle would
Well,
jump
I don't
all
think it's a
over
good
that.
deal for the Orioles for this year.
Yeah.
You know, and again, this team is not going to be sellers.
If they did, if it was Taylor Ward somehow and it brought me back a pretty damn good arm, I wouldn't complain.
That to me
It
though
had to bring me
isn't.
back a major league arm. Like
I
a good
don't
arm.
really. I didn't mean to put that up there. I don't really. Taylor Ward, I understand because he's a free agent at the end of the year,
Yeah.
and if you're not going to extend him, then you might as well trade him. And I think you could do that even if you're not being sellers. Like I think you can legitimately make that trade if it brings you back an arm that helps your ball club right now.
Yeah.
But then you're putting another hole in your lineup.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess.
Look, Taylor Ward's got 4 home runs this year, and
Yeah.
he hasn't. It feels like he's got 3 doubles in the last 2 months. Like after hitting like 13 or 14 the first 2 weeks, it felt like.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
he's
he's
not,
only got a 732 OPS. Not jumping off the board. He
and
just
he's
gets
not.
on base.
He gets on base. The defense has gotten better. I feel like in left field.
It's gotten serviceable.
I don't know. But to that point, then, do you really feel like trading in Taylor Ward is selling? If I mean, based on that
It
argument,
just depends on what you get back.
yeah. Is
I
it
mean,
over
Gunner's
with?
still 24 years old.
Is it over with Jackson Holiday outplayed by Alexander and JJ so far?
I don't think so.
No,
He's the 10th youngest player in the league.
I do think that. I mean, he's approaching 900 big league at bats, right? I think he's got to be better.
Yeah.
Although he looks bigger. He looks bigger this year. His barrel rate is double what it was last year at this point. He's hitting the ball harder.
Some guys just pop quicker than others, and some guys
that-
take a while. I mean,
that
Anthony
uppercut
Santander
swing.
wasn't like he wasn't jumping off the charts, but he was a guy that played the game right, and everybody liked him. And then he grew into a really good player. But I mean, he wasn't a guy. I mean, he hit what 267 and 198, and that was only in 33 games. 261, 261, 241. He hit 20 home runs, 11, 18 those first 3 years. And you're looking at 800, 900 at bats right there. So, I mean, from 2019, 2020, 2021, I mean, that's about what Holiday's doing now. He's a higher batting average than Holiday, but, I mean, Holiday had 17 home runs last year. So it's not like, I mean, and then after 2021, then Santander had 33, 28, 44, right? So it took him a bit, even if it was just a Rule 5 player. I'm not closing the door on Jackson Holiday right now.
You know what the funny thing is? We're sitting here and we're talking about how you need a power hitting corner outfielder that can hit like a corner outfielder that can hit the ball out of the ballpark. And I didn't want them to re-sign Santander because I knew that Brandon Hyde would bat him third every game.
Yeah.
And Santander is a 5 or 6 hitter.
Yeah.
Right? You put 2024 Anthony Santander on this ball club playing right field every day and batting 5th or 6th every day, this team has 5 more wins.
Even 2023. I mean,
Yeah.
he still had a 797 OPS with 28 home runs and 95 RBIs.
Yeah.
2022, he had 33 and 89. I mean, now he struck out a lot, but I mean,
but you put
You
that,
live with
but that guy hitting 5th or 6th for you, and playing and knowing how to play deep right field in Camden Yards, like there's no Tyler O'Neill here,
Yeah.
There's like it's crazy because I did not want to re-sign Santander because I knew that he would hit third every day.
Yeah.
And I wanted somebody who doesn't strike out that much batting third. Or if they do strike out, at least they get on base too. Like a 307 on base percentage to go along with 180 strikeouts is not who I want batting third, right? But now I look at it, and if we had Santander now, I don't think Alvarez bats him third. I think Alvarez bats him fifth or
Right.
sixth, and then we're talking about a completely different scenario here.
But you're looking at, he's got a weird contract.
Santander, yeah, it's
It was like
super
13 and a
back.
half signing bonus. So his annual cash, it was 10.2 last year, 6.5 this year, 6.5 next year. And then he has a player opt out, which I believe if he hits well next year, he's going to opt out. Yeah. I mean, his contract was affordable. If you did that exact same contract, that's less than what Tyler O'Neill was.
Oh yeah,
Even
yeah.
the annual payroll here, 22. We're looking at 31 over 3 years. What did Tyler get?
He
Three
got
for 48.
three
Or was it
for
42?
almost 50, three
48,
for
right?
almost 51. It was like
Because it
three
was
for
16.
50,
Yeah,
three for
16 a year.
49, something like that. Yeah, it was 16.9 a year. So he's
So if you
just
would have
under.
did Santander, now I don't know if he would have taken it, because he got a 5-year deal, obviously. But Toronto has to overpay for certain things. Yeah, I mean, I would have taken a 3-year deal for Santander. I didn't want to do the 5-year deal.
Yeah,
But yeah, I didn't want him hitting third either. I wanted them to
yeah.
go get a bat that deserved to be there because we saw it over time and time again, hitting the wrong guys in 3 and the 4 hole. It was crippling the team.
Right.
But yeah, having a guy like him right now in the 5 hole, 6 hole, perfect.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. Like but if ifs and buts were candies and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. I think that's the first time I've actually said that
Yeah, don't ever
that
say that again.
phrase.
That was weird.
You know what?
I'm just kidding.
You know what? It's a turn of phrase. I don't even know what turn of
I've
phrase
never heard
means,
that
but
before, but I liked it.
yeah, I've never said it correctly before until now on the show. So this is the
I would
first
never
time
say it correctly, ever.
for everything, right? But look, the Orioles need, and the hope is that Dylan Beavers becomes. Did he start his rehab assignment this week?
Yeah.
So he started the rehab assignment. How's he looked so far?
I don't know. Because I think Kramer goes on his, or Kramer just went on his, and then Povich just went on his, and I know Dylan was ahead of them.
Okay, so Kramer started his.
Yeah, he went 3, was it 3 something today, or a little bit before that? I don't remember. Povich went 3 and a third. I remember that.
Okay.
Right now, he is 0 for 9, Beavers is.
Ooh.
He's at Double A right now. 0 for 9, 1 run, 4 walks. So
Okay.
that's not bad. 4 walks in 3 games.
Okay. So then, and do you think that
And Beavers was out for a while. What was his injury? I don't remember.
the oblique?
Oblique. That's going to take a
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah. To come back and now he's
Yeah,
swinging
it's been
in
May
game.
11th, so we're looking at what, 40-ish days since he's really seen live pitching. That doesn't say too much for me. It's
Yeah,
going to
that's
take him.
true.
It's going to take him a week, 2 weeks maybe. It's going to take a good
Yeah.
bit.
Let's see. So Dean pitched the other day.
I think it was today for Norfolk.
Oh, he pitched today. Okay.
Yeah, I think he had today in Norfolk, and I believe Povich had Chesapeake today. I believe. I remember seeing both of their highlights.
Okay.
I think it was Chesapeake.
That's what he said. What did he just say? If ifs and buts were candies and duck farts, we would all have a happy Christmas.
Something like that.
I can't believe nobody else has heard of that before.
Yeah.
I don't even know where I first heard that, but it's definitely a thing. Let's see. Man, my eyes are like, I feel like my eyes got sunburned. Yep.
Yeah.
I had a buddy whose eyes actually got sunburned when he was living at the beach 20 years ago. And I thought that was kind of crazy. But yeah, Kramer pitched well today. 3 2/3, 1
Yeah.
earned run, 5 Ks. He
Povich
pitched
did
well
too.
today.
So put up O's fan KY here, and it's not a. I'm not going at him here, but moving all this Gunner stuff around, he's sloppy on defense. Gunner's the 92nd percentile on outs above average for a shortstop. and I think it's kind of overlooked by our fan base right now. Fielding run value, he's in the 80th percentile. And I mean, Gunner's had some bad plays, but it seems like he goes to that stretch not every couple years, every year. He goes to that like couple weeks where it's like routine error, and throwing error, routine error, and then it's like nothing for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping, and we saw it the other night, and he had 2 really bad errors kind of back to back, and then a holiday play. The whole thing was just kind of it was ugly. Hoping that was that stretch that Gunner had went through, because he made 6-7 errors pretty quickly there in like a 2-week span or something, which is what he's done a couple times in his career. I think Gunner's still a pretty darn good shortstop, and I don't think he gets enough credit.
And I think that he's also under a magnifying glass, right? Because when you're supposed to be this guy who can come out and hit 275 with 30 to 40 home runs and be a catalyst for your offense, and you're not doing that at all, really, then anything that you do, and I'm guilty of it, because on Friday when he that throw home on Friday was so bad, and I feel like he misses that throw a lot, right?
He does.
I feel like that's a throw that any run-of-the-mill big league shortstop should be able to make, and he can't seem to make it. And all he has to do, he could have thrown that ball at half. He rushes a lot, and he could have thrown that ball at half speed, and gotten it to Basayo, and the runner's out by 30 feet.
But he throws it all the time.
Yeah, and he throws it 10 to 15 feet up the first baseline, and the guy's safe, despite the fact that Basayo had to go catch the ball, come back and dive for him. And I saw what you posted. Like, he's got to go. He's got to tag the plate instead of trying to tag the guy. And he's a young kid.
You work on that a lot.
Yeah,
a whole lot. Like, and we see all those stupid videos on Twitter, and everybody like laughs at, why are they throwing a tackling dummy there? But got that exact play right there. So the glove goes down to the, you're not looking for a body shot there. You're getting a glove down in front of the plate, because you can move the glove anywhere. But if you're staying in the air like that, you're kind of getting caught with your pants down there. But yeah, I mean, should he make certain throws better? Yes. But I do think that Gunner overall is a quality shortstop. I'm not saying he's the best in the league. I think, but he's an above average shortstop.
Oh, I think he is.
Typically hits for power.
And my point there is that, like, I was so pissed off that that throw was so bad. Yeah. And then you look at the fact that he's hitting 220 heading into that game, and I'm like, what has he done well this year? All he does is fail. And then he immediately hits a 2-run homer, on the front end of back-to-backs to get him back into a tie ball game, because that's just the impact that I have, apparently. I can't say good things, because then they suck, and when I say bad things, they rub it in my face, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. But so I'm guilty of it too, when he's playing so poorly offensively, and then any error that he makes, it's like, can't hit, can't field. It could be one error a month, and that's still going to be your reaction until he goes on a stretch where he hits 360 for 3 weeks with 10 home runs. Yeah. That's just going to be what it is. So it's definitely...
right now, Gunner's ranked for fielding run value, the 11th best shortstop in baseball. And I think that's fair for him. I mean, we're not asking him to be a top 5 shortstop, because most top 5 shortstops, outside of Bobby Witt Jr., don't hit all that great. I mean, Dansby Swanson used to hit a lot better than he does. Colson Montgomery hits. Bobby Witt, obviously, Jr. hits. Mason Wynn, he doesn't drive in a ton of runs, but he hits well. Andres Jimenez, he's hitting 210. Jacob Wilson's pretty decent hitter.
Since when Andres Jimenez is shortstop? I thought he was he was a Gold Glove second baseman.
Yeah, they moved him because of Bo. And look, Joey Ortiz is up there. We know he can't hit. Mookie Betts is the 10th, right? Mookie Betts is 1 ahead of Gunnar Henderson. And I think he kind of the same thing. He's just, and then I see somebody asking about Ellie. It's Ellie, Mookie, Gunnar. Like, they're kind of the same player. Ellie's got 5 run value. Mookie's a 4, and Gunner's a 3. But I mean, Gunner's ahead of Mauricio Dubon, Alexander Bogarts, Ezekiel Duran, Geraldo Perdomo, who's I think is pretty freaking good. Kevin McGonigal, Dario Hernandez, remember him? Jorge Mateo, Adu Lopez, Ander Kalefa, Miguel Rojas. I mean, we're getting down the list here, but I I think Gunner's in a good spot for. If he was hitting offensively, I don't think we would say a word about his
Yeah,
defense.
we wouldn't really notice it. And somebody said Gunner's a horrible defender. Gunner's not a horrible defender.
No,
Gunner
I don't
Gunner
think
is
so
a
at
good
all.
defender, and again, it's magnified because he's not hitting the baseball. You
Yeah.
know, despite he had two hits today. They were in his first two at bats, but he had two hits today. Excuse me. Um, but he's just not doing what we expect Gunner to do. So then when he makes an error, it's we shake our fist at him because we're pissed off. So
Yeah. Yeah,
um,
I mean, even looking at outs above average, he's tied with Mookie at 10th and 11th.
it's
Again,
crazy.
I think that's a good spot for him. If he was doing everything offensively, I think that's a good spot for him.
It's crazy that
Considering
that's
the
a thing
run he's
because
had.
Mookie's a Gold Glove winning right fielder,
Yeah.
and he's playing shortstop for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
I
Now
mean,
look, Ellie. People say Ellie's not very good. Ellie's 5th in outs above average, just behind Colson Montgomery. I mean, shortstop's probably the hardest position to grade on the field. I mean, they're gonna make their errors a lot. I mean, Willie Adames is a -13, Zach Neto a -10,
I
CJ
hate Willie
Abrams
Adames.
-9, JP Crawford, who we used to think was pretty good, -8. You know, what I mean, like there's worse guys out here. Connor Griffin -5, like Trey Turner -3, Trevor Story -3, like Bo Bichette -1, Corey Seager at a 0. Like these are guys that have had good careers, and I mean, Gunner's 4 outs above average above them. Where he seems to have negativity is going in on the ball. Everybody else is a positive except for Gunner, but he's one of the best in baseball outside Bobby Witt going to his right and left, where everybody else struggles. So Gunner gets to balls that most guys don't. It's just he goes through these stretches where he just boots the ball a little bit,
yeah.
which I think is fine.
Couple of things here, Sean. Charm City Entertainment 423. Gunner does not make Derek Jeter look like Ozzie Smith. I don't know what you're seeing from Gunner, but Gunner's is a fine defender. Derek Jeter is statistically one of the worst shortstops defensively of all time. Like,
Yeah.
of all time. Two, if I see it once, it's a mistake. See it multiple times. You cover the Orioles. Gunner's got no E in his name. Like,
Oh,
it's Gunner with an A. Like, you have a show, it's Gunner with an A. Sorry.
so
Like
Sean makes a good point here. It's not just the errors, and this is where I would agree with a lot of people. You said that, so it's not just the errors. He almost hurt Urias in 24. I remember that play behind third, and then he hurt Mateo. I think that was kind of just a freak play. And he hurt Holiday a few weeks ago. And I get that, and what gets me a little bit with Gunner is the stare downs. Remember he had that thing with Adam Frazier, and then I feel like he had it the other day. Was it with Holiday or was it Jeremiah? He gave him that weird look, and it was almost like a. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
I've seen the look.
Remember he called it, and Adam Frazier called it, and then kind of like flipped the ball at him in Toronto. And I think Jack Flaherty was pitching. That's when that year that was.
Oh man, Jack Flaherty.
Yeah. But he did that same kind of thing the other day. He called.
He
it.
kind of
Somebody
has
else
that
called
look
it.
like I'm the shortstop. It's
Yes.
my ball.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I've
That would
I've
be
seen
my
that.
only knock on Gunner, and I just feel like because you're supposed to be the team leader, that sometimes that's kind of probably look kind of bad.
Yeah. Well, and do you think? And you know what? I just realized I haven't done a read in almost an hour. Today's show brought to you by
talking
Glenn
for
Clark
an hour.
Radio. If you missed anything from Glenn Clark Radio this week, including conversations with Chris Rose, Orioles pitching prospect JT Quinn, former Ravens quarterback Chris Redmond, and more, you can find them in the Glenn Clark Radio Week in Review feature at PressBoxOnline.com. And as always, watch or listen to GCR every Monday through Thursday at 11 a.m. at PressBoxOnline.com/radio or right here on PressBox's Facebook and YouTube pages. Today's show also brought to you by County Sports Zone. And while high school sports season has come to an end, this is your reminder that all summer long you can find the latest news about coaching changes and previews for football season by visiting CountySports.zone. CountySports.zone is proudly sponsored by your local Toyota dealer and buyatoyota.com. So, in your heart of hearts, talking a lot about Gunner here. He's supposed to be the team leader. He's supposed to be the face of the franchise. Does Gunner get another contract in Baltimore?
I hope so. I do. Yeah, I don't think you can have another Machado situation.
But is he even the same caliber of player as Manny Machado anymore?
I mean, right now, Manny
Well,
was on another level.
yeah.
Let's put it that.
When Manny was here, was Hall of
Manny
Fame,
was yeah on a Hall of Fame trajectory.
and he
But
still is. But
yeah, probably is. I mean, he's got to get this year under control. But when you look at the grand scheme of things, I think we can bring inflation into the conversation, right? Contracts have inflated big time since Manny left Baltimore. I mean, that was what, 2018? So you were talking
Yeah.
8 years ago, right? The average contract back then, like a good contract, was 150 million back then. Now you're looking at contracts that are 700 million, right? Two guys have gotten them. So inflation, I think, is fair to say. To look at Gunnar and say he's not worth 300, I feel like 300 now was 150 back then, just because of inflation in these contracts. This is why we are where we are right now with the new CBA and stuff. And I get it. I think a $300 million deal for Gunnar is fine. And I agree with PJ here. That's why they brought in Pete, though. I don't need you to be a leader for me to give you money. Just drive and runs.
yeah.
And
But
play
that's
solid defense.
that's the thing, is you lead by your play on the field. That makes you a leader.
Yeah.
And it feels like Gunnar hasn't learned that.
Well, let me
You
ask
know?
you a question. Is Otani the leader for the Dodgers?
No, I'd say that's probably Freddie Freeman.
Freddie
maybe
Freeman,
even
right.
maybe even Max Muncy. Honestly,
Is Juan Soto the leader of the Mets?
at this point, he has to be. Who else?
No, he's not. Lindor is.
Oh, dude, honestly, I
Right?
forgot about.
So
I've heard
just
nothing
because the
about
guy's
Lindor
the
this
highest
year.
paid player on your team doesn't mean he has to be the leader. Is Lamar Jackson the leader of the Ravens? I'd say probably no, right?
Who else would it be?
Do you think Lamar's a leader? I think he's a great player. I think he's kind of grown into like a quarterback leader, but you think he would
Well,
be holding like a team meeting?
no, I don't think he's doing that. I think his play makes him a leader, and because he
Yeah.
plays the most important position,
That type of leader, yes.
yeah,
But like
yeah,
I'm talking
but
like a locker room leader.
a locker room leader. No, I'd say that the locker room leader is probably somebody on the defense.
Right. So just because you're the highest paid player doesn't mean you have to change who you are. I like Gunnar Henderson. I hope they give him a large contract. I think this year he's struggling. He's trying to figure it out. He's working. He's 24 years old. He's trying to work through his emotions, and I think the Orioles understand that. He plays with the hair on fire, and I think they want to rein him in and say, like, dude, you're good sometimes at 80%. You're better than half the league at 80%. Just rein it in a little bit, and I think he'd be more than $300 million for Gunnar Henderson. I think is more than fair, in my opinion.
I'll tell you, I'm 41 years old, right? I play baseball once a week. I was talking to my wife about this, and I got hurt today. Like, I not injured, but I got hurt today, diving after balls that in a game that wasn't close, right? And she says, maybe it's time to start thinking twice about making those plays. And I said to her, that's how I play baseball. When you run after, when you're used to going full bore and you're laying out for balls and you're making those plays that other people can't make, that's just how you play the game. So, and I do this once a week. Gunnar plays every single day. That's just, I mean, but they had to do it with Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper was running face first into walls and smashing bats off of walls that were coming back and smacking him in the face and breaking his nose. Like, and they had to say, you are too valuable to this franchise. You've got to slow it down and make some business decisions every now and again. I don't think that Gunnar knows how to play any other way.
I agree.
Except for with his hair on fire. And it's really, really hard in the moment to make that business decision. You know, to make the decision that, like, hey, I don't need to throw this ball 110 miles an hour to get the out at the plate. I just need to make a good, strong throw to home. You know, I don't need to, I don't need to throw my bat when I get walked because I want to hit. I just need to get on base.
Yeah.
I don't know that he knows how to do that yet, and I think that's
I don't think Manny Machado knew back then.
right.
I mean, Manny was a hothead.
Yeah,
Manny
absolutely.
made a lot of dirty plays, and then as the years went on, he grew up in San Diego. I think we can admit that he grew up, and I think Gunnar's gonna. I think he's going to grow up. He's still 24 years old.
Yeah.
He's still
24
young.
years old.
He's still young. You know, he's going to grow up, and I think he's made strides in certain areas. And look, he's probably going through the toughest stretch of his life.
Mm-hmm.
But there's still games that he shows up and he helps the team.
And here's the thing. 24-year-old gunner that's hitting 220, not pulling his weight in offensively. The 16 home runs are nice. They're nice, but like when you're
A lot of solos.
a lot of solo home runs, and when your batting average on pitches in the strike zone is over 300 and your OPS is approaching 950, and your batting average is 220, that tells me you're chasing a lot and you're getting yourself out a lot,
Yeah.
right? So is 24-year-old Gunner that's still playing like that and still seems to be a little bit of a head case? Is that a guy I want to pay 300 million to? No, but is 27-year-old Gunner, who's coming into the prime of his career,
Right.
who is still playing good defense and has probably gotten back to the Orioles have probably gotten back to their winning ways if he's on this ball club at that point. Is that a guy I want to give $300 million to? Probably.
Yeah.
You talk about, I mean, like you said, with Manny growing up and maturing in San Diego, if Gunner's growing up and maturing here and he's 27 years old, 26, 27 years old, and you're seeing mature before your eyes, that's a player that's worth giving that kind of money to, because we all know the talent's there. The talent's there, the ability's there. It's about living up to your potential. And we've seen too much. Last year with no power, Gunner was still a force in this lineup.
Yeah.
He was still an absolute force. So
if he doesn't
now,
mature here, he's gonna mature somewhere else.
Yeah, and then people are gonna be pissed off. Why couldn't he do that here? Well, he started to do that here, and then the rest of the team kind of crumbled around. And they had to build it back up with bringing in Pete Alonso, and at that point, it was too late. You know,
Yeah.
so Gunner's too good to not turn it around. It's just I'm very frustrated because it's late June now,
Yeah.
and it hasn't happened yet, not for more than a few games at a time.
Yeah.
You know, and if Gunner is going good, hitting in that 2-hole, this offense is unstoppable. But when
Right.
Gunner's hitting in that 2-hole and Taylor Ward's getting on base, if Gunner doesn't get on base, somebody made a comment about Manny. If Gunner doesn't get on base in that 2-hole, now you've got two guys who hit the ball really, really hard and run really, really slow. And if that ball is hit hard on the ground, the inning's over.
Right.
You know? So today's show also brought to you by Leading Edge Auto Body. Your car is more than just a ride, it's an investment. At Leading Edge Auto Body in Mount Washington, customer satisfaction comes first. Their team holds the highest honors in the industry, including ASE Master, iCar Platinum, and specialized aluminum certifications. And they make it easy with free towing, pickup, and delivery. Find out more at leadingedautobody.com. Zach, does Kobe Mayo have trade value?
I mean, Logan Thomas did. Right, you hit left-handed hitters. Somebody's got something for you now. And I talked about this with my buddy Alex earlier, and the reason why Mayo was probably never traded is because they didn't get the value back that they thought that they should. You're not going to just trade him just to trade him. And right now, you probably still wouldn't. But if somebody like Logan Thomas can get a fairly decent deal, you're still going to get something for Kobe Mayo. But I think, what did Logan Thomas get traded for? Let me look real quick.
Logan Thomas or Layden Thomas?
Logan. Wait, which one? Which one?
Because I think it was Layden Thomas that got traded.
Lane, my bad. He was traded from the Nationals to the Guardians and for 3 prospects. What prospects were they?
But he also got traded after he hit 28 home runs with a 783 OPS the year before.
Right. But
and when he got traded, he was hitting 253 with a 738 OPS.
Yeah, he was crushing lefties though.
Yeah,
and that's why Cleveland brought him in. Let me see. So Rafael Ramirez right now hitting 248. So they didn't get a whole lot out of that, but he's still 20. God, he's still 20. Who's Jose Tena? He's on the big league team with the Nationals now, hitting 213. So I mean, you got a big leaguer out of that. And then a left-handed starter who's still only 20 with a 4.2 career ERA in 270 innings. I think they would take something like that for Kobe Mayo. But again, when you look at it, like with his age, and you would probably get something better because of the age and not being on an expiring contract. But And when you look at a value like that, I think the Orioles were just like, I can get that 3 years from now. Let's see what I got. Let's give him time and see what we got. I think people expected to be able to land a top of the rotation arm for Kobe Mayo, and other teams around the league were like, I already have Kobe Mayo in my system, a guy who can't play a position. I got to move to first base.
Right.
I got a power hitter that I'm going to move.
Right.
So the value just wasn't there, right? If he played a really good third base, the value would have been there. But when you moved him to first, you kind of devalued him. And this year he may have gotten some of it back, but he's struggling against righties. So I think two years from now, they'll look at that Lane Thomas deal and see what they can get.
So right now, though, you don't think he like?
No, right now I think they hang on to him and see if he can keep developing. Because he's mashing lefties anyway. At the worst case, he comes off the bench in the eighth inning against a lefty and maybe drives in a couple runs for you. And I think that's what they look at him for.
Do you think it's stunting his development that he's not playing every day somewhere?
I think he had a lot of opportunities to play every day.
That's true. That's an extremely fair point.
They gave him, about 40 games, 50 games probably?
Yeah, they gave him the keys to third base, and Westbrook got hurt.
Yeah. And he played serviceable third base. But the bat went quiet.
Here's the thing, though. Like, in that game last night, he didn't get charged with an error. He made an error.
Yeah.
In that ninth inning last night, that ball's got to be fielded and that play's got to be made. You know, if he fields that ball cleanly, Mookie's out of first base. But they gave Mookie a hit because it's Mookie Betts, right? So, like, I don't know. I'm just trying to think who the Orioles can trade to bring in people players that are going to help. Because, like,
if they're going to have to be Boston Bateman, you're going to have to trade a good arm to acquire major league ready talent.
Yeah, and especially like if you're looking to acquire a top of the rotation starter at the deadline, you're like you said, it's going to have to be Boston Bateman. It's going to have to be DeLeon.
Did you see the article today that the Angels said they're going to request more for Reed Detmers than what the Tigers are going to get for Tariq Skubal because he has so much control?
That's stupid. Well, no, it's not stupid. It's not stupid because Tariq Skubal's a free agent at the end of the year, and
right.
Detmers is having
still probably going to have to give up at least one top 100 player to land him.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's going to be so many people involved.
Yeah.
You got to outbid the next guy. So Reed Detmers is probably looking at 2 top 10 prospects for you. One has to be top 100, maybe 3.
Who are you willing to get? I mean, like, I don't even know who the Orioles. I mean, Nate George. I don't know what's going on with Nate George.
I asked. They just said he's sick. They won't go into it, which I'm guessing is probably HIPAA related.
Yeah. He's been sick for like a month and a half. Yeah. Right. So he's sick. So I don't like, and I don't want to trade him anyway. After him, I don't know who your top prospects are. Right. I don't.
Well, you got Aaron Estrada. I think is ranked 7th. He's a good little ball player. I would hate to see him go, but I think he would help a good trade.
Yeah.
Because his defense it's not jumping off the list anywhere, but he's just a good hitter. But you got Ike Irish at 2.
You're gonna have to trade Ike.
Fetching you. I would trade Ike for the right package. Luis De Leon at 3. I think they try to hang on to him. Gibson at 4.
I don't want to trade Wahiwa Aloy. I mean,
he's at 5. You got Mia. I would trade Mia at 6. Estrada's at 7. Bradfield at 8. Boston at 9, and Herman at 10. So to acquire Detmers, and I know Angels said they wouldn't trade him, but if you offered Mia, Estrada, and De Leon, you got him. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. You're giving up a power righty, a good power lefty, and a good utility player who hits for pretty good power in AA right now. I think you land Reed Detmers there, regardless of what they say. They're not giving that up. Those guys will be in the big leagues in 3 weeks.
Well, I'll tell you, and I don't think that the Orioles are making any moves for their offense. I think that they're perfectly content with what they've got going offensively now, despite the fact that they will go ice cold for a week at a time, scoring 3 runs or less every game.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to give up something for starting pitching. They're gonna have to give up something for back end relief help, and they need back end relief help. Although Kittredge, despite the fact that he gave up a run yesterday, Kittredge has pitched to like a 260 something
Hmm.
ERA outside of that Yankees
Yeah.
debacle. He's been perfectly fine. And Helsley will be better. I have to believe Helsley will be better. They'll figure it out with him. Um,
So, Orioles fan KYC says, can the Orioles just be over a 500 team consistently for a year or two? And we have the playoff expectations of this team hasn't been over 553 days. You're not looking just for this season to be buyers. Like they were buyers when they acquired Trevor Rogers, and that helped you long term, right? It didn't help you in the time, which you needed it to, but long term, he had control, and it's now helping you. Helped you last year. He's gotten back on track. It's helping this year. When you're bringing in Reed Detmers, yeah, it would help a little bit this year, but now you're set up for success next year because next year you're losing what Bassett, Rogers, it's three total, and then Eflin, right? So you have to replace three starters next season. Now, granted, you have a couple guys right now. Why wouldn't you want Reed Detmers going forward? You
right.
want to be buyers to help your team going forward. I don't care. I mean, I do care about this year, honestly, but if I can acquire somebody that's going to help me from this year and beyond, I'm going to do it.
Well, and on top of that, like the last time the Orioles were over 500 was April 29th. We're talking about being buyers. They're not. They're not going to sell. Like
Right.
they went out and spent a ton of money this off season, and they brought in veteran leadership to go win. They're 2 games out of a playoff spot. It's not like we're talking about a team that's 5 games under 500 and is 8 games out of the final wild card spot.
Yeah.
It's a down American League. If they're 5 games under and 2 games back. Like they're going to be buyers. People that think they're going to be sellers, especially after taking 2 or 3 from the Dodgers. If they go take 2 or 3 or 3 or 3 from the Angels and then come home and play a couple of good series at home, they're going to be feeling really good about themselves. Front office is going to be feeling really good about the team, and they're going to try and go make some moves.
So
They
Tyler Barber has just said too. They got 3 with the Angels, 3 with the Nats, 3 with the Sox, 3 with the Reds, at the Reds, 3 at home against the Cubs, 3 at home against the Royals. All Star break, 3 at home or 3 at Astros, 3 at Red Sox. Do they have a 15-9 stretch in them? 15-9 get you back to 500 right before the trade deadline, right?
15-9 gets you over 500.
Does it? Okay. So
Yeah,
I
they're
mean,
5 games under right now.
yeah. So if they had that stretch in them, right, you're definitely being a buyer at that point. But I mean, now you're sitting really pretty. Now you're angry at Mike Elias if he's not a buyer. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think you have to be a buyer regardless because it's not just this year you're trying to win with.
Hey, look, no team under 500 has ever won a World Series. Sorry. Um, I'll give you 2 examples that were pretty damn close, though. The 2019 Nationals were 12 games under 500. They were 19-31, and they won the World Series. The 2020 Astros made the postseason under 500. I think they were 29-31, and they went to Game 7 of the ALCS. So
Yeah.
I don't think an under 500 team is making the playoffs this year, but a team that's under 500 right now and finishes the season over 500 and gets into the postseason has won a World Series. I mean, I look at what is it? The 2011 St. Louis Cardinals won 83 games and they won the World Series. So like, come
They
on,
got
man.
real hot.
Let's you're gonna call us delusional, but like you're talking out of your ass. Like this is legitimately like a thing that has happened. The team can get hot, make the postseason. I seem to remember in the Arizona Cardinals team being in the World Series.
Not Arizona.
The the
Arizona Cardinals is NFL.
did I say Cardinals? I thought I said Diamondbacks.
No, you said Cardinals.
Oh, my bad. I seem to remember the Arizona Diamondbacks being 8 games under 500 at one point in August, making the World Series. The Texas Rangers were, I think, 12 games under 500 the second half of the season that year, and they won the World Series. So, like, teams
Yeah.
have bad stretches. Like, this happens. And do I think that the Orioles are going to win the World Series this year? No, I never said I think they're going to win the World. I've never said I think they will. In 2024, I thought they'd win. They were going to win the World Series after what they did in 2023. I don't think this team's going to win the World Series, but do I think they can make the playoffs and have us feeling good about them moving forward into next year and years beyond? Strike pending. Yeah, and I want to see this team get to the playoffs and at least have an opportunity to roll the dice.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
like
we've been saying we want this team to win a playoff game, but like you got to get there first.
yeah, for
I
sure.
don't want you to
Like
miss it and then have to wait another year. Like I want, be a buyer, man.
yeah, yeah, go like I want them to win a World Series, but you don't get to a World Series without getting to the postseason. And anybody that doesn't want them to get to the postseason this year and thinks, oh well, if they are 81 and 81 and make the postseason, it doesn't matter. No, getting to the postseason matters.
Yeah,
I
because
just mentioned eight.
it's baseball, man. Anything can happen during 27 outs.
I just mentioned
Anything.
an 83 win team that won a World Series. The Marlins have two World
I
Series
did like
as a wild card team.
Charm City put it. He texted me this the other day, and he said, no team in American League history has won the American League without at least one 5-game winning streak in American League history. That's a long time.
Didn't the Orioles win 5 games in a row earlier this year?
Did they?
I think they did. I'm almost certain of it.
I don't remember.
I am
I guess we could always
almost.
ask ChatGPT. Well, they'll probably be wrong, but
I don't trust ChatGPT with stuff like that. I'm pretty sure that they had a 5 game winning streak earlier this year. I want to find it before you do now.
ChatGPT says 4.
4?
I don't know how
Let's
right
see.
they are. They said it snapped on May 29th, so that at least give you somewhat close to look at.
It was earlier than that. It was
Okay.
early in the year.
Let's see, I'll
Schedule.
check April because I know they didn't win too much in a row. No, they had 3 there. Nope.
Oh,
Lost there.
that's what it was. They won 6 of 7.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
it's still pretty good.
they won 6 of 7 from April 6th to April 13th.
You know what it probably was? It was that Tiger series where they had the doubleheader. They won the first game, won the first game of the doubleheader, lost the second game, then won the next 3. They swept Tampa, so that would have been that right there. It was pretty close.
Yeah, so
Pretty
so,
close.
so they won 5 days in a row. They won 5 days in a row. You're
Yeah,
right.
I wonder if that would count to that stat. That'd be pretty
No,
cool.
because they did lose that second game. So
Yeah.
they won 5 days. That's a great point though. For the stat that Sean mentioned, and I really did think they had a 5 game winning streak early in the year, but it was 6 out of 7.
Yeah.
Finally, today's show has been brought to you by the latest edition of Press Box, which is coming this week. The all-new print issue of Press Box featuring Orioles play-by-play broadcaster Kevin Brown on the cover, as Dave LaMonaco profiles how Brown became an amiable mainstay and one of the top voices in all of baseball. Also inside, Antonio Barbera looks at whether the championship window is narrowing for the Ravens veteran core, and it's our special travel issue with a look at sports tourism options for you and your family around Maryland this summer. So be on the lookout for the new print issue for free at your Baltimore area High's dairy stores, and also read it at PressBoxOnline.com. Anything I want to see if my wife is still awake because I haven't seen her in 4 days. Because she's been working. Anything you want to throw out there before we get out of here tonight?
I just want the O's just to keep getting better. 1% better every day. Try to stack up, and I think AJ just made a good point here. If they're going to sweep the Angels, that's a 5-game win streak right there. Just go win game 1 in LA. I mean, the first one's always the hardest one. Mm-hmm. Go get that out of the way. Just keep getting better. The pitching's been fantastic in my opinion. Fantastic. The offense is still, I would say, inconsistent. But look, if the pitching is going to start getting better, I think you can deal with some of the more inconsistencies with the offense. Still runs through Gunnar Henderson and Pete Alonso. Pete's gotten hot. Gunner's turn's coming. I feel like I'm hoping. We've been hoping for a while, but the struggles of baseball is sometimes. Look, remember when Austin Hayes was really great in the first half and then kind of stunk in the second? What if Gunnar Henderson just goes on a tear in the second half?
Right.
Right. That will help you propel yourself to the playoffs. So it's not all lost because things are struggling in June. So just keep getting better 1% every day, and we'll see where the chips land.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do here. Again, I'm not sold on it, but there's a chance that Friday could have been a jumping off point for them. That they were like, that's a bad way to lose, maybe the worst loss of the year.
Yeah.
We're done. We're too good to do this. We're too good to do this. And you win two straight against the defending world champions, and you've got a team you should handle in the LA Angels, and then you come home and you play 2 teams that are playing above their heads right now. If there's a run, it could be here. It could be
I
here.
really need them to put it to the Angels. Honestly, like when I'm sitting here looking at them, let me see what is it here. Let me take this out as a right-handed batter. I like the last time I looked at it. Let me get to 2026 here. Yeah, the Angels' right-handed batters have 560 strikeouts on the season.
And you've got
560.
your best strikeout pitchers going. I mean,
Yeah.
you look at
Now Baltimore's fifth worst with 387. They have
that's a.
560.
I mean, you've got Bradish, Boz, and then Trey Gibson, who has 15 strikeouts his last two starts. You got some good strikeout pitchers coming up against them. You know,
That's bad.
and if is Trout out? Is he on the IL?
Yeah. They're
So
hoping he can come back around the All-Star game because people
Okay.
want him to make it.
So you get to play the Angels without Mike Trout.
Yes.
So
And their
go do
left-handed
work.
hitters have 300 strikeouts. So they're looking at 800 strikeouts right now.
Yeah.
So
Go
you got to go attack them.
go do some work. Let your pitchers hit the ground running out there and just keep swinging some hot bats. Take the momentum from the
That
last
doesn't
two
make
big
sense. Why did I
wins.
say that? They only have 673 as a team. Huh.
Did you use ChatGPT again?
No, I'm using Fangraphs. But I was trying to split between right-handed hitter and left-handed hitter, and I'm wondering if it got screwed up somewhere. Because sometimes their filters get screwed. But either way, I mean, you're looking at a team that's, 676 strikeouts. Like, they're ahead of us.
Mm-hmm.
God, we've dropped a lot. There's no way this is 2026.
I don't
We
know.
only have 607 now, dude. We're down to 21st. We've turned it around.
Yeah.
There's no way this
Yeah.
is 2026.
And we walk a lot more too. The team takes better at bats. It's just, consistently getting them to stack up. So, all right, guys, that's going to do it for us here on the Bat Around. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Without you, we don't have a show. Thank you to all of our loyal listeners, viewers, and fans of the show. Without you, we 100% do not have a show. Until next week, see ya!